Hello, and welcome back to our lessons on Microsoft Excel. In this lesson, we want to talk about adjusting or changing columns and row width. Sometimes when we have data in our table, our spreadsheet, it does not all quite fit in the box correctly. So what we want to do is to adjust the row width or the column width so that we can see the data in that box per se. And with all Microsoft products, there are a couple of ways in which we can do this. If you look in column A, you see that some of the names in column A are chopped off or they're not fully extended. So you can do one of two ways. You can place your cursor onto the top of row A and you see where you get these crosshairs, where you get like a plus with the arrows. You can take this one and you can either drag it back and forth like this to increase the size of the box so that you can see the data that's in there. Control Z and go back. Or the simplest way to do it is if you get the same crosshairs and you double click. When you double click that box, that would give you the width of the box to the farthest entry on that column. If you do it manually, you may just get the first or second one, or you may not get the farthest one, and then you make your adjustments from there. But if you double click it, it'll do it for you automatically. Another thing I want to show is that when you have data, sometimes data will overflow or chop off in that box. If you have numbers, and we go down here to this right here, if you have numbers that exceed the cell, you'll get what is we call it a pound symbol, or some people call it hashtag nowadays. But you get the pound symbol. This basically means that you have a number within this row or this column that exceeds the size of the cell. So you can do again the same way you did with your type data. You can either put your crosshair at the end of the row. You can either double click it or you can drag it. If you drag it, you have the same concept of when you did the text data. You can still have space because it does not line up correctly, or it may not line up correctly. So let's undo this one real quick. Control Z. So you double click, and double click automatically takes you to the last text in that data. As you see, joined is the last one. You can also do the same thing for your rows. This one. Here's the same thing. See how it's cut off here because the row is not big enough. So you can do the same thing here. You can double click or you can drag. You place your cursor on the row that you need to enlarge, and you can either double click or you can drag. And then that will take you to give you the same size at the top, as the biggest letter or biggest character in that row. This is what I have for now. We ask you to stay with us as we continue to move forward in our lessons. And like always, we ask you to God bless you.